Oh, we're back on the Middle Easy Fight Fist podcast. I am Necklace and Reckless Dan Lamort.
Hi.
Guys.
Hello.
Here's my co-hosts. Boom. Papa Luke Tuma.
What's going on, everybody? Good to be back.
And Long Reach Diego.
Hi, Dan. You definitely are not tired. Definitely are not jet lagged, my man.
No, it was a
What up,
quick
baby?
flight, an hour and a half.
Oh, that's right.
The only problem was I was next to a beautiful woman, which gets really annoying when you're this big.
Oh, because she was crying the whole time? Oh, man.
Boom, we're back.
Good to be back.
It's been a while since the three of us have been together on a pod.
Yeah,
Because Luke went to L.A. and I went to Chicago and Diego went on a few dates.
I've been on dates, baby. That's it.
Diego's been on some dates.
I don't know if the listener, I don't know if you noticed, I'm hot. So isn't that cool?
Yeah, and usually he's the always horny Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
But notice that's not his intro anymore.
Nope, I'm fucking
because of the dates.
empty. I'm running low. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
The
gross.
empty ball Diego.
I apologize. It's not true.
We should get that blonde on the podcast right in front of us.
We should probably actually catcall on our own podcast.
Yeah. For the listeners, we have this might be our low point of a studio. We're recording in my car, and she is.
It's a nice
staring
car.
right at us. No, not anymore, but it was good for a moment. It's
I mean,
a nice
she's seeing
car.
two guys.
Yeah. It's just weird doing a podcast. It literally looks like we're doing a podcast about the people walking past the car.
This actually could be a funny podcast.
Well, you know what's fucked up is that,
That
like
would be pretty
they
fun.
probably think that we're staring at them and then
Talk-
recording
yeah.
what they look like, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah. It'd be funny if we just had that soundproof foam on the windows. That eggshell stuff.
Wow, I've never. That is a cute friend pushing her other cute friend who's in a rascal. I'm gonna guess she's not crippled.
Hey, man, you never know. Kiwi will get crippled.
That's the new podcast. Are they crippled?
That's beautiful.
They're
How are you
so-
boys doing? Everybody doing well?
Doing
yeah,
great, man.
I'm doing.
How was
great.
LA, Luke?
LA was great, man. It was
give me high point, low point.
awesome. High point. What? I'm trying to think what the low point. I guess was. I'll give you low point first.
Please.
I did roast. It was still a high point though. I did roast battle, and but I lost to my buddy, former podcast guest Alex Sketlin.
Oh, Alex.
But it was very fun. But that was still the low point because I took the L.
Of course.
And then
I'm disappointed in you.
The high point was I did this big show in downtown LA that had some industry at it, and it was like completely sold out. Had a good set. And then there was a party
Wow.
after. It was real fun.
Industry,
Sat-
hello. Heard
Saturday
of it?
night was the high point. I
That's
would say.
nice. My only crowd work is when I see a person, I just pause and go, excuse me, are you industry? And they go, no. And I go, all right, you have to tell me if you're industry. And they don't get the joke, which is great because then they keep bombing. Dan, how's Chicago?
High Point, Mason Plumley remembered me from last year at the Comedy Cellar. And
That's
then
very cool, dude.
Came out to see me in Chicago and approached me to take a picture. And I asked him, I told him to his face he should play basketball. And then he informed me that he is a basketball player. So I think it was high point and low point in one.
In one, yeah, absolutely. That's kind
Yeah.
of sick, dude.
It
That's
was
cool that you have
pretty
an
cool.
NBA as a fan. NBA
Yeah,
player.
I mean, I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Mhm.
And I'm going to think that he saw Sean Donnelly at the Comedy Cellar
Oh.
because that's a much more likely chance.
Okay.
But he did come to the show and he did enjoy himself.
You don't look like each other, though.
Yeah, you really don't. Man.
Not anymore because he lost weight.
Okay.
But,
you're making. Oh, I see what you're doing. I wouldn't say so. You're both. You look like you could be his son.
All right, I'll take that.
I think you're being humble. I think he remembered you.
I think I
Well,
remember you.
That would be cool either way. So that
You're also
was
very different
that was
energy-wise
really cool.
on stage. It'd be really funny. He'd be like, "Oh, I guess Dan's playing it real calm. He's real Todd Berrying it today."
I don't think my energy's that close to Todd Barry.
No, in comparison to Sean Donnelly.
Yeah.
though.
That's true.
You definitely
Yeah.
don't go and say,
What's going on? Come on, Shawnee! I don't know. How long does your friend Gladys last?
I
love
hope the
Sean so
listeners
much.
know who Sean is. Sean is one of my favorite people in the
very
world.
funny
Yeah.
guy.
And then the real low point, though, I guess, was I had the early Saturday show was horrendous. No, that wasn't horrendous. They were just a group of people there who didn't like me.
Oh yeah.
And one
got 'em to
woman
go.
walked up to me after and went right to my face, and she was like, "I was disappointed."
Jesus Christ.
And I
Don't
told
do
her to
that
go
to me.
fuck herself. And
Oh, good.
her husband didn't take any offense, so that says all you need to know.
yeah, he must know.
And
what's up.
Diego, high point and low points of your dates.
Yeah.
She's very cool, and we get along very well. And low points is that we're talking about it right now. I don't feel comfortable with that.
I will mention that 2 episodes ago, me and Diego recorded together in his apartment, And on the podcast, I said I was going to use his cat as an excuse to cancel my spot that night.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to have a fake allergic reaction. And then on my way to my car, I started to have a real allergic reaction to the cat.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
So I just want everyone to know that I canceled the spot legitimately because of an allergic reaction.
Wow.
Because my throat started to close. And yeah, so we're here, and this is an exciting week because the day this podcast releases, we will be on our way to Utica, New York.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful Utica. We're not doing Wednesday, Thursday. We're gonna go for one day. I think you could see it all in one day.
See all
we can take it all
Utica.
Yeah, and we're excited because our first ever guest is headlining the event.
And repeat guest from last week, Jimmy.
Oh
Rivera.
yeah, and repeat guest from the angriest episode of Fight Fist podcast.
So we got friend of the pod, Jimmy Rivera, against friend of the Diego.
Friend of Diego, Marlon
Yeah.
Arias.
Yeah, it'll
Jimmy's
be,
the first friend and enemy of the pod. But yeah, it's funny because when me and Luke interviewed him for the first time, Diego wasn't. Diego had already been a guest, but he wasn't a co-host at that point. That was the day Jimmy broke the news that he was fighting Marlon. And now here we are months later actually going to be covering the fight live, which
That's
is pretty
crazy.
cool.
Yeah,
that is
awesome.
really
And
cool.
at that point, it wasn't even a thought in our heads that we would be at the
No,
fight.
yeah, and he was he was really excited that he had just found out that he's headlining the card. It was like the first
Yeah.
fight he's headlined.
Yeah,
it's
so he
awesome
broke
to-
the news on the pod, and now we get to cover it,
Very
which is
cool to
really
be a
cool.
part of it.
I do wish he was fighting closer than Utica. I thought it was much closer than 5 hours. But
it's 5 hours.
from my house, yeah, so I guess it's like 4 from here.
Okay. Beautiful.
But yeah, beautiful Utica.
If we have any fans that will be there, feel free to take a picture of me from a distance and Venmo me $1 for that.
Venmo you $1 for that.
I'm gonna have a very late night drive back to Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's a lot you're doing.
We'll figure
How
out.
far is Buffalo from Utica?
Like 2.5 hours.
Wow, bitch. You're going to need like 4 coffees.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink a big ass Red Bull.
It's cool when you're going to die. and
Part of me
we're
was
never gonna see
thinking
you
me and
again.
Diego would drive home that night, but that's also going to be a long drive. We wouldn't get back till like, well, this is boring. I don't know what we're going to talk. We'll figure out logistics after the podcast.
Sorry.
but we're
Yeah.
excited because
It's a
Jimmy's
good
headlining
card.
against Marlon. It's cool, man.
Yeah, by the time they're listening to this, I think we will have figured out the travel plans.
Yeah,
and then also, before we jump into Utica, I mean, June 7th, we're going to be at Madison Square Garden
Fucking
Oh, big
insane, man.
news. Big
covering the
reveal.
Professional Fight League.
Ba, 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 ba. The boys
Yeah.
at MSG.
If I could do anything, it would be to persuade them into changing the name.
Oh, I would say slam dunk. I'd want a slam dunk.
You want to slam dunk?
Yeah. That'd be the one thing I pick.
Yeah, so we'll make them just put a. I don't even know what their ring's gonna look like. I don't even know if it's gonna be a cage or
Oh,
what.
good point.
It's a brand new fight league, and we're gonna be at the first one ever.
I just want to talk shit to Spike Lee.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
Like Reggie Miller.
If he's there, I think if he's there, he's probably gonna realize it's not a Knicks game and then leave.
Can you imagine if Spike Lee came to the professional fight league?
He's their big get. I mean, Bellator 200 had Chris Pratt there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick.
Do you think they pay celebrities to come to the big cards like that? They have to.
I bet they don't.
I don't think Chris
bet they
Pratt's
don't
going
pay-
to London on his own.
I bet they don't pay for their ticket.
No, they
bet they
definitely
get-
don't pay for their ticket.
I doubt they get paid to go.
Yeah,
I think there's things that happen for, but I don't think a fight card is one of them.
That's true, I guess. I mean, because I guess Chris Pratt, I mean, it's not like anyone's going to tune in just to see the Chris Pratt cameo.
Right,
It's not like
exactly.
there's a draw for the next event because Chris Pratt was on TV.
I remember one time I went to a Bellator with my friend Akira Corsani, who was a UFC fighter for a while, and we know a lot of our friends were fighting, so we were sitting in the VIP. Like, we were sitting in front of...
Hold up, that's the Green Goblin.
Oh, Willem Dafoe. Holy
That's
shit. Willem Dafoe just walked right in front of our car.
Willem Dafoe.
That's so sick.
Dafoe.
No,
oh,
fucking-
man. Look at that. New York City. Isn't that great? Sometimes
insane.
Man,
in an audio podcast.
We could have had such a good
That was
guest.
actual Willem Dafoe.
Hey, Willem, do our podcast in this car.
Now
No, no one noticed him.
I think they notice him, but they don't bother people. with that.
Wow.
Now the thing is, you guys got to take the cue next time nobody walks by. I'm just be like, oh my god, it's Wesley Snipes.
Right.
Yeah, that was actually
That
him.
was
No,
actually
100%
Willem
was
Dafoe, though. That
Willem
was
Dafoe.
fucking crazy.
And you know it was actually him because I don't know his real name, and I said that's the Green Goblin.
well, thank you, friend of the pod, Willem Dafoe.
Friend of the pod, Willem Dafoe.
He just
That was the blonde girl that Dan was checking out
Yeah.
earlier.
I can be honest, that guy's hair was fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
Holy
Luscious
shit.
blondes.
I don't even remember where we were.
I do. I was
am
telling a
so
story.
hard.
We were
I
talking.
was telling a
Alright.
story that got interrupted.
You were talking about being in the VIP section with your buddy Akira.
Yeah, so we're all in the front, and it's Akira's to my right, Corey Anderson's to my left, and Frankie Edgar's next to him. And the people that are production for Bellator are like getting those like close ups of like, oh, look who's here, and it's like they go to Kira, UFC fighter Kira Corsani. It goes over me and it goes to Corey, and I'm like, let me just give me a pan. They didn't even pan past me. They went up into the ceiling and came back down.
Were you laughing?
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, my goal in life has always been to be at a Met game and for them to just flash on the board like my face to be like comedian Dan Lamort.
Oh, that's sick.
But all of my tweets at the Mets have been unanswered. Although they're having a pretty bad year, so maybe they'll do that. Maybe I'll be their Chris Pratt. I mean, I did look like him when I was skinny.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I mean,
You have those great eyes.
Yeah, thank you. I do have fantastic eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're right in there.
Not good enough to make Willem Dafoe walk over here, though.
No, it's true.
I'm still not even confident what his name is. I'm just saying what I thought I heard you guys say.
Willem Dafoe.
So it's not William.
No,
It's
it is.
Willem.
Isn't that weird? It's Willem?
Wow.
You ever met another person named Willem before?
But isn't one of Will Smith's kids Willow?
Willow, yes. That is a different name.
Willow and Willem.
They should date.
They should. Well, probably the age gap is incredibly large. I think.
Should we talk about Liverpool real quick?
Yes, we should.
There's a couple of cool things there.
Yeah, there's the Hot Water Comedy Club. Look
at you!
All
Look
right.
at you being a touring comedian.
No, I'm not. They're just they're a viral comedy club. It's very interesting.
What do you mean they're viral?
Like they started a Facebook page and they would post sets of their comics, and then that went really viral for some reason.
Oh,
And like none of them were even big comics at the time. And now one of my buddies, his name's Adam Rowe. He was one of like those guys. It's called the Hot Water Comedy Club.
yeah.
He was one of their first guys, and now he's one of them actually sold out the arena that the Liverpool card was at.
Oh no,
That's
shit!
insane.
Yeah, it's
Whoa,
like,
my
they're selling out
God.
arenas now from Facebook.
That's so nuts.
Yeah, because like you go to their Twitter, they still have like 3,000 followers. Like it's still a regular following, but then they're selling out full theater and arena tours now.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the guy who runs it refuses to give out the secret of how he did it, because if that happened at a New York City comedy club, that would be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of comics who are
People
selling
will be
out
stabbing
arena
each other
tours.
for spots.
Oh, I think people would murder other people to find out how to do that.
I kind of want to write I had this idea as a horror movie where a comedian is just killing all the other comedians in New York City so they can get the spots.
I would love to watch that.
All right, I'll write it.
That could definitely happen.
Thank you so much.
There was two peoples at the show at Chicago that I thought were going to murder me, and I made the judgment call not to go back to their house with them.
Oh, smart.
Yeah,
They don't do that.
They waited until all of the audience left, and then I was outside getting high with the staff, and then one of the staff walked down. They were like, "Hey, Dan, two people requested to talk to you. I told them I'd have to ask you." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll come out." So I went out and talked to them. They were like, "Hey, we saw you had a David Koresh shirt on, and we really like conspiracies and cults. You want to come back to our place and talk about it?"
No,
No.
fuck
And
that,
I was like,
dude.
"No, that sounds like you guys are going to kill me."
Yeah, you're smoking meth and they tied you up in their basement.
Thank you. No, thank you.
The woman, look, the only way I could describe her was, like in a horror movie when they flash back to when the girl was young.
Yeah.
She looked like that in every horror movie.
Oh,
It was a very interesting look.
that's kind of.
She looked
That's kinda hot for
20
some
and
reason
yet
to me.
50 at the same time.
I don't know why that guy got turned on for that.
Now that makes two of us because I'm still turned on from Willem.
You're once again horny Diego Lopez.
I'm back, baby.
So, UFC Liverpool.
I am.
I did not get to see most of the card.
Mm-hmm.
I only saw the main event
Okay.
and the fight before it, but I forgot which fight it was.
Neil
to be
Magny
honest.
versus Craig White.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
and Neil Magny wants to fight Usman.
Usman. Yeah. Neil
Which
Magny
is a tough
is-
call out, dude. That is ballsy.
Yeah, Neil Magny's probably my favorite fighter that I don't know personally. Him and Demetrius Johnson.
What do you like about him?
I like his pacing. I like that he's like a peppering boxer. Like, he he's not throwing anything with crazy power. He's just real technical and crisp, and he has fucking good grappling. So like he annoys people with his hands, and they shoot or he takes them down, and he just like finishes them there. And his fucking work ethic, like no one fights more than him.
Yeah. He does.
He's
I
up
fight.
Rose
love
Cerrone.
Magny.
Him and him, Cowboy, Jim Miller. There's a few
Yeah.
that fight like an insane amount.
I just like him a lot. I like his whole thing. I like how he's like
great,
fucking
man.
quiet and just does the work.
Who did he
Yeah.
call out?
Usman.
Kamaru Usman.
Oh, someone on the card called out Cub Swanson, right?
Oh, it was me. Not it.
I actually did see the main card. I just remembered, and I remember someone calling out Cub, which I thought was such an interesting call out.
How do you think
Well,
Magny's gonna fare against Usman if they fight?
That's a tough one, man.
Dude, I can't. Usman looks unstoppable.
He really looks unstoppable. The only featherweights, there's two featherweight fights on the main card, so you might that makes sense. Well, let's start with Darren Till and Stephen Thompson. Till got the unanimous decision. I disagree.
As did
I thought Stephen Thompson should have won that. It's a thing where I think a lot of judges see any backwards movement as a failure, and it's like, no, that's the style he fights at. He
Yeah.
fights backwards. That's his whole thing.
So-
Because that was when the new rule changes was that the aggressor scores more points.
Yeah.
So it really fucked over guys whose style are like Wonder Boy.
Mhm.
So now 2 of the judges gave it to Till 4 rounds to 1, and then 1 judge gave it to Till 3 rounds to 2. I think Till won, but I don't think that it was 4 rounds to 1.
Right.
It was because that indicates that he dominated almost the entire fight.
Mhm.
That's not true if you watched it.
No, I disagree.
I don't think that. I would say that Till won, not because Thompson was fighting moving backwards for the most part of the fight. I mean, that's his style.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Conor McGregor fights moving backwards a lot
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think that should be a knock on him. I just think that when it comes down to a fight like that, you sort of need to go off of damage inflicted. And I think with Till's leg kicks and that
little
knockdown in the
knockdown,
5th
yeah.
round, which was a clean behind the ear punch that really seemed to rattle.
Yeah, I
Thompson,
got him.
I think both of those kind of are why Till won
Okay.
because he just inflicted more damage.
Can I just say how fucking cool Wonder Boy's attitude is and how refreshing it is to watch a fighter be super positive, go out on a limb and fight someone below them in rank, have them miss weight and still be like fucking cool and nice and like you don't have to be an asshole, dickhead the whole time. I fucking love that.
Yeah, I love that there were people on Twitter complaining that he's too nice of a guy.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
I was
hate
like,
that.
he seems like the perfect level of what a fighter should be.
Yeah.
You can
There's
tell
mutual respect. You could tell there was a lot of mutual respect.
all
A little too much during the fight. I don't love
I agree with that. Even my mom, because my parents were watching the card at home, they were like, there was too much respect between those two people.
I think all the fighters that are very intelligent, or a lot of very intelligent fighters, Thompson, Cruz, even McGregor, they seem to have the awareness to lose with grace. And I think they know that that's something that goes over well with the fans. Where all 3 of them, when Cruz lost to Garbrandt, when McGregor lost that first fight to Diaz, and then now Thompson losing to Darren Till, they all kind of lost with grace in a way where in the post-fight interviews, they just completely owned up to it. They were like, no excuses, I'm going to own my loss like a man.
Yeah, I think it actually makes them more fans because the people who went into the fight not liking them, when they see that, for some reason, that's what snaps and makes them fans of them.
People react I think just naturally as humans, we react really well to that, and we react poorly to kind of the way like Joanna lost that second Rose fight.
Uh-huh.
Nobody likes to hear excuses afterwards. If you take your loss on the chin and keep moving, it's a little bit more inspiring. So I think it was really cool to see Thompson do that in the
Agreed.
first fight.
Agreed.
But I do think I felt Till edged it out just because of the damage he inflicted, but I don't think that anybody should be docked points for moving backwards if they're fighting well.
Yeah, and they're being successful. They're catching people on a cross as they move in. They get crowded. They calculate the distance. It makes
Do you think damage inflicted compared between the two fighters shouldn't be the primary way to judge a fight?
It's a hard way to judge a fight.
Yeah.
Like unless you're dropping people, like cuts. Okay, that's one way. But it's like, what are you gonna count bruising? That's everyone's skin is different.
Yeah.
The paler you are, the more obvious the bruising becomes in the fight. So it's like it's a hard.
I just imagine
measurement.
them bringing like an X-ray machine into the octagon and doing a full X-ray of each fighter.
Yeah.
All right, this guy has more damage. Loser.
That's a good point that it's hard to judge because what are you going to judge bruising and then
If you're seeing like heads getting popped back and like like you catch people in the jaw and their head turns, okay, that's a clean, full contact strike that made that happen. But without that, I don't understand how you like. Are they falling a little bit? Like how do you measure damage?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, the thing is, like, everybody's saying that Thompson outstruck Till, but he didn't outstrike him by that much. It wasn't like a landslide as far as this.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think it was in the 4th round. It was something like significant strikes. He was up like 71-67 or something like that. Like,
Okay.
But I don't know. There was just one big shot in the fight, and it was landed by Till, and it was a clean knockdown.
Sure. But that's if we were judging it by pride rules, where it's you judge the whole fight,
Yeah.
I might be a little different. But since we're doing round by round, I think Steven should have won.
Okay, so why do you think that 2 judges gave 4
Oh,
rounds
man.
to Till then?
No
What is
idea.
with that then?
Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear the energy of that crowd?
It was
It
nuts.
was absurd.
It was insane.
I got sent a video from someone who was there at the fight, and you couldn't. I mean, all you heard was just roaring applause. And
Wow.
they were so behind. I didn't realize how loved he was.
That's kind of sick, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. He
I got nobody.
England's. I mean, someone released the stat today because we'll get into it later. Bisping retired,
Flow rider pitbull.
but Bisping when he fought in England was for the UFC was 8-8. So maybe there's something to be said about the energy that they bring.
What did it come out why Till missed weight? Because Dana said that this is the only time Till struggled with a weight cut, and that Dana wasn't going to release why, but that he said I'll let Darren.
They said family issues, didn't
Like
they?
Mackenzie Dern, he was on his period.
I remember him saying family issues. I don't know what that
Really?
means. I don't need a reason.
Yeah.
You miss weight. That's your job. You missed weight. I'm not gonna say you should get fired or anything like that. But I don't. To me, it doesn't. I don't care.
How much does it bother you when a fighter misses weight?
Depends how long ago they fought.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be fighting that close together, but I get you have to fucking make a living, and it's a very hard way to make a living. It is pretty upsetting because I think that's your big first concern is making that weight, and it's like it just shows you're unprofessional, you know. Unless you're like a freak physical anomaly that happened during your weight cut, but I mean you have the time.
Yeah.
You have the time.
And if you can't make that weight, you shouldn't be fighting at that weight.
You probably shouldn't be fighting at the weight class.
He also, if you saw the pictures, he was only half stepping on one of his feet on the scale, and he still was over.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, he was
Did you
doing
see
like
that?
he was doing how I weigh myself. That takes off like 3 pounds.
When you
the
weigh
thing
yourself in the bathroom, you have your dad hold a towel. You won't weigh yourself in underwear.
To be honest, if I only put that little amount of feet on the scale, I usually just tip backwards.
Dude, still the Daniel Cormier trick on holding onto the towel is genius.
Yeah.
I still think of how
Pushing
fucking
down
smart
on
that
it.
is. Yeah.
They said that's an old wrestling trick.
Oh man, the wrestlers have the best tricks.
Dude, Romero whips him out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's got so many of those old wrestling tricks. But yeah, I mean, Darren, he's great. So where do you think he goes? That 170 division has a couple beasts in it now. Till is on a run. Usman's looking great.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what his next fight is going to be. I mean, do you think they'll give him the title early the same way they did Conor? When
I don't
Conor was
think
in the
so.
45?
Who did Till? I don't know. Who did Till fight before this fight?
He kicked the shit out of Cowboy. Who knocked him out in the first round.
Okay, has he fought Magny?
I don't know.
I don't think so. That would be good. Masvidal, if he's gonna fight at 70, that would be good. I don't know.
That
It's a
would be
weird,
good fight, Masvidal.
weird little. The 70s are weird right now. I mean, Neil Magny defeated Craig White in the first round, like real fast. He's so impressive to me, and it's one of those fights. I like those fights where like someone doesn't take a lot of damage and it's quick. It's like, oh, okay, when do you want to do this again? You know, like you can just fucking keep going.
I mean, so most of Till's wins have been stoppages. He's 17-0 with one draw, and his only two noteworthy wins really were against Cerrone and now Wonderboy.
And it
So-
could be argued that Cerrone is on very much of a decline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would be extremely. I've heard them talking about giving him a title shot. I think that would be very early. I don't think he would stand a chance against Woodley right now.
I think
he
that
needs
the
more
only way
experience.
he gets another title shot, he gets a title shot this quickly, is if for some reason they develop another interim title,
Oh yeah.
which
Yeah.
they seem to be doing so much of. So it is definitely a possibility. But yeah, I
wouldn't be
can't see him
surprised.
beating Woodley.
No.
I don't know. I don't think as much as people hate Woodley, I mean, he just fucking wins.
People hate Woodley.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That's
I like him a lot. I think. I think Woodley won. I thought Woodley won the first Thompson fight, but then he decisively won the second one, as uneventful of a fight as it was. And Till, if you even think he won, definitely just edged that one out against Thompson. I think they should give him a few more fights before they give him that title shot, if he gets it.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you're doing a great job running this podcast because I cannot stop looking at all the people walking by. Men and women. I mean, I
There's
just
people.
can't stop looking. I'm such a people watcher. There was one guy who walked over here before in a blue shirt. He looked like Post Malone. I was going to mention it, but I didn't. And now I did.
And we saw Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I mean, that's already out of my head. I've seen so many nice butts since then. that's
And I'm sitting down. That's crazy.
yeah. If you were sitting up here, it would be the definitely horny Diego.
The rest of the card, I mean, noteworthy wise, I can't really the Makwan Amirkhani versus Jason Knight. That fight was only weird just because the guy kept sticking his tongue out from being inside the guard, which I find very annoying. I don't get that kind of stuff. But did you see that?
What,
Did I see it?
taunting when you're
Yeah,
in
he's
guard?
inside the
See
guard,
that.
sticking his tongue out. It's like, you're in the guard, dude. You're gonna fucking get choked.
What was
The Elias one. That was the thing.
yeah. He
That
was
was
on the Fight Pass prelims.
He's
He
the
was-
prelim. Yeah, he's the first fight.
Yeah, he won. People he's a cool he's doing the right thing where people really like him because he's so interactive on Twitter.
Yeah, he's real cool. Very
and
interactive.
he's a male ring card guy. I was going to call him a ring card girl, but
You
he's
could-
a ring
yeah.
card man.
Yeah, for Invicta. What a smart thing to do. And I can't believe I didn't get hired.
I think you can. I think we could get you there.
I hope
We
so.
could.
That should be the push. We should push. The hashtag for this episode should be hashtag Diego ring card girl.
That's a long one.
That is long.
Diego card girl. Or just Diego girl.
Uh,
Or just push Diego.
a lot of those, yeah.
We'll revisit the hashtag later.
We'll come back to the
we'll,
end.
We'll put that one on the shelf for a
yeah,
second.
yeah. Do you want to talk about the
There's also Bellator 200.
Bellator? Yeah.
I didn't watch any of it, but that was so
happened,
weird where
right?
it happened during the morning and then they didn't televise it till night.
Right.
So everyone knew what happened.
A lot of people were being very nice on Twitter and saying no spoilers, but blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I even saw, what's his name? Helwani, Ariel. He didn't even put any spoilers.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor that he's going to ESPN.
He's going to ESPN, yeah. That's huge.
Wow, so that means no more MMA hour.
I mean, it's going to change hosts.
So long, folks.
All right,
I'm out.
Bye. Yeah, very good for him. Luck, good. He deserves it.
He does, man. As far
I'm
as
glad-
MMA journalists go,
Yeah,
as much
man,
as
he's
people,
incredible.
I saw someone when I was in Chicago. I saw on Twitter someone put together a compilation video of all the times Rampage Jackson told him to go fuck himself.
Yeah, but-
Oh, Rampage hates him.
Oh, that was so. It was.
Rampage also asked a motorboat of reporters, so I don't really give a fuck what he has to say.
That was Morgan Freeman.
Oh, well.
Topical, baby.
Uh-huh.
Topical.
I like Ariel. I think he's great. He's slimy, but that's why he's good. He's good because he's slimy.
Yeah, he
he's
knows
great at
it-
his job.
to get the job
the
done.
dude
I
fucking
mean-
loves UFC.
Well, he's clearly passionate about the sport, but the thing is, like, and that the problem a lot of people have with Ariel is that they think he's a shit disturber and that he starts conflicts between fighters, but he's getting the more compelling content than
Yeah.
most of the other MMA
it's
journalists.
reporting.
He's doing what Howard Stern did in radio, and that's why
Yeah.
Howard Stern was so amazing on the air, is
Mm.
because he had a knack for kind of being wormy and digging and getting, unique answers or stories or, kind of like uncovering these beefs that were never really in the public eye beforehand.
I mean,
So
Ariel
think
keeps his job by breaking news, and he
Yeah.
has to fucking get the news to
he's
break.
great, man.
Yeah, we just report on what he breaks.
And we wish him the best of luck over at ESPN.
Look, it's Gil Faison.
Which is cool that they are
That's a
going
reference no one will
to.
get.
We should probably stop making jokes that are visual for only the two
sorry.
people in the car.
I've been watching a lot of Oh Hello.
I think it just shows what ESPN is willing to now dedicate towards MMA coverage, and that's huge.
Yeah,
And
this
it's
has
so
been a
good.
very big bump. I mean, they picked up the streaming, and now they picked up the live stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to broadcast it. I mean, that's gigantic.
Yeah.
I think it's going to... A lot of people were talking about how MMA wasn't going to grow much past what it was now, but I think ESPN backing it is going to put it into a whole new level.
Yeah.
It's going to make a huge amount.
I think more cards that are not on pay-per-view is really going to help.
Yeah, and I think you're going to start seeing even the non-pay-per-view card. We're going to get a lot of stacked ESPN cards.
I think that's so smart.
We're
That's the
going
way
to
to do
get a
it.
lot of fights that... I mean,
There's no NBA games that are fucking pay-per-view. Just fucking put it out.
that's
Do you
true.
think they're going to increase the frequency of the cards?
That's what I've been thinking about.
I
I,
hope
don't know if
not.
they can. If that means they would need to sign a bunch more people.
Either that or have the fighters fight more frequently, which would be terrible for the fighters.
Yeah. As much as Dana White could be an evil person, I think he does genuinely care about the CTE side of things. So I don't think he'd allow that to happen. Because, I mean, he's been trying his hardest to get Liddell to not come out of retirement due to that reason.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if he'd let them fight more frequently.
I think they have enough fighters on the rosters to do like one more card a month, probably. But they just do shorter cards.
That is true. And if you do more cards, there's a bigger chance that you could develop a young guy into being a star who's not a star yet. If you get one guy who keeps winning, every other month.
Mm-hmm. Or one a young woman who keeps
Or
winning.
woman, yeah, sorry. Ooh,
Lena
wait.
Landsberg won in Liverpool, and she is my friend's Akira Corsani's student over in Sweden.
Well, congrats, Lena.
So
and
congratulations to them both.
Akira. That's it. What do we? Do you want to talk about Utica?
I would love to talk about you. I've never been to Utica. Is that where John Jones is from, or am I making that
John
up?
Jones is from Rochester.
Rochester.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shitty towns in upstate New York. I'm from one of them, Buffalo, but there's also Utica, Albany, Elmira, Rochester, Syracuse. There's a bunch of them.
I did
They're
a comedy show in Elmira.
Really?
I said yes to anything, but I said yes because I was going to get to do a long set, and I don't get to do that very often. And then we were late. I had to do a short set because it took so long to get there.
So Elmira is very close to Utica.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All
you've
right.
been very near Utica.
I've
That
lived
is
in upstate New York too. Cornwall. You
Beautiful.
want to talk about shitty towns? Fucking Cornwall.
Is
I lived
that
in
where
a.
they have the? Oh no, they.
It's right by the academy.
Yeah.
My parents decided to live in a log cabin up there right after I was born. So they went from living in Brooklyn their whole lives to a log cabin in Cornwall, New York.
Whoa.
There was like literally a moat around the house. They had no neighbors. Then like they saw a bear for the first time and put the house up for sale. I don't remember much about it, but I think my looks really manifested the country boy. I think that always stayed with me. But I'm excited, man. The only time I've ever heard of or seen of Utica was on The Office. It was one of the Dunder Mifflin locations.
Oh, really?
Was Utica? Yeah.
It's don't get your hopes up too high for the city itself.
I
fellas.
won't.
It's,
As long hopefully there's something for me to eat.
very okay.
Okay.
But
Yeah, they don't have vegans there. Sorry.
Do they have a Chipotle?
they
Do
should have a.
They have a Taco Bell or Chipotle? I'm gonna be
They
fine.
definitely have a taco.
Oh, then I'm fine. I can fucking survive. No problem with the Taco Bell.
Hey,
What do we
I
think-
just
Here's
had
what I
Taco
do. I
Bell.
get a crunch wrap. I ask for no meat. I substitute black beans. No cheese. No sour cream. I substitute guac and potatoes. It's delicious.
You hear that, Fight Fisters? If you ever come to see Diego, you got his order on what to bring him.
There you go.
Wow, that's a lot. You're really ripping the soul out of the Taco Bell. though.
What are you talking about? Beans? What's more
Yeah.
traditionally Mexican food than beans? You
I
fuck.
picture when you order
Taco
that.
Bell is not great because it's traditionally Mexican.
Well, the thing about Taco Bell is they know that vegans love how easy it is to do stuff there. So like they're kind of encouraged to not to like be okay with them doing substitutions. Like they're not supposed to give you any kind of attitude or anything like that.
Oh,
Because
that's
Taco Bell
great.
loves vegans.
I
They're like
pictured
really backing
attitude.
it up.
I pictured if you got that through a drive-through, they would just chuck it at you like a frisbee.
Is it a thing for vegans that like it's a known thing where Taco Bell's a big vegan hotspot?
Yeah, because it's so easy to substitute things, and so much of their stuff is vegan. Like if McDonald's, nothing. French fries, no, can't do that. Apple pie, nope. Hash brown, sorry.
What animal products do they use in the French
Beef.
fries?
They have beef flavoring, and it's like a milk thing.
yeah.
They add to the milk and to the fries. It's very frustrating. I don't know why they do it. But yeah, like Taco Bell's like the easiest fast food place for vegans to get food. So I
Yummy.
love them.
So as far as the card goes,
Yeah,
we have the. I'm looking at the
let's go top down.
perfect. We have Jimmy Rivera versus Marlon Moraes.
Should we do? Are we doing predictions?
Yep.
Yeah, we should do it, man.
Okay,
think so.
I got Marlon 4th round head kick knockout.
Woo, doggy.
What do you think?
I have Jimmy winning by decision.
Unanimous or split?
Unanimous, baby.
Yeah, I'm going Jimmy unanimous.
Okay,
Is it? It's going to be a 5-rounder since it's the main event.
I can't wait, man. That's gonna be a good one.
Actually,
Those
you know
boys
what? I don't know. I
bang.
don't know if either of them have ever gone 5 rounds. So
Jimmy has Marlon has in World Series of Fighting. He's a champion for a long time.
that's true.
He's had a decision in there. I can't remember who it was
All
against.
right. I'm going to change it to Jimmy Rivera knockout.
Okay.
3rd round by right hook.
Oh wow. We're getting
Wow,
real specific.
Yeah, if that happens, I am playing the lotto.
Then next we have.
Oh, well, Luke's got to put his prediction.
Oh, Luke, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I said I have Rivera. You know.
Oh, he did. Okay,
unanimous
I
decision.
listened better than you do.
Yeah. I don't know why you doubted yourself, though.
You know, I don't believe in myself. Gregor Giuseppe? I can't remember how to say that right.
Gillespie.
Gillespie. Yeah, there's
First,
L's.
my favorite name of the UFC.
Versus Vince Pichel. I've trained with Gregor. He would drive with us to Almeida's years ago. He's a fucking machine.
Yeah, he's hot.
Such a good wrestler. And he's really like learning how to lean into his punches and like sit in the pocket. I've seen a little bit of Vince's fights. He seems like also like a fucking banger. I'm gonna go for Gregor though. I'm
Gregor
gonna go.
started his career pretty late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, later than most.
And he's
Later than
from
most.
Rochester.
Did he say why?
No, we never really. We would talk, but it was like real like shallow. Like yeah, my head hurts, and you're like, yeah, me too. And you're like, all right, cool. I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Cool.
All right, man. I like Gatorade. What's your flavor? Riptide Rush? That's sick as hell.
He is from upstate, so I'm going to go with him.
Yeah,
But,
go Gregor.
How did you predict?
I'll say unanimous decision.
All right, then I'm going to go 2nd round knockout.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna. I also pick Gillespie just because that's a cool name and
Mhm.
because I like his tattoos and I like his hair, and he fights out a long. Oh, does he fight Does he fight at Weidman's gym?
I don't know if he fights out of there anymore.
I don't know. I'm gonna go. He only has like one submission, but I'm gonna go that he wins by second round submission.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm just throwing out crazy ones.
Next one's a heavyweight bout. I'm not too familiar with either.
Heavyweights are the hardest to predict.
Walt
Walt Harris
or Daniel Spitz.
I like Spitz because his nickname is Daddy Longlegs. That's sick as hell, and he's 6'7". But Walt Harris is like no joke. I've seen one of his fights. I can't remember where. But he's like, like fucking heavy hands.
Yeah, he also has a pretty bad chin though.
Spitz is 6-1. I think I'm gonna go Spitz first round knockout.
I'm going Spitz, third round TKO.
Really, I mean, Spitz is more of a takedown guy.
You get TKOs on the floor.
I think Walt Harris is going to knock him out in the first round.
Wow.
Yeah, first round. I mean, he's got them heavy hands, baby.
And here's a fight that seems like it should have happened 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Jake Ellenberger versus Ben Saunders.
There's always one throwback fight.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah, that's a
But
big
we've
thing.
learned that they could be good after Machida
Belfort.
kicked Belfort into a new world.
Yeah.
So.
Man, Jake Ellenberger, what a fucking interesting case he is. He seemed back in like 2013 or 15 like he was gonna be on a fucking tear forever, and it's like all of a sudden out of nowhere just dropped.
I think he's lost 7 of his last 9.
Oh my god,
Something pretty bad. So I'm gonna go with Ben.
I like
Saunders.
Ben. I'm going Ben Saunders.
I also like Ben's
Yeah.
nickname, Killa B.
Yeah.
Ellenberger just got knocked out by Mike Perry via elbow, and I think I'm gonna have to go Ben Saunders.
Okay. I'm going Ben
Second
Saunders.
round KO.
Oh, I'm going Ben Saunders. Third round submission.
I'm going Ben Saunders by decision.
Okay. Unanimous or split?
Split.
Wow.
I'm just going anti you guys right now. I don't
Hey,
know.
what's new, you fucking asshole?
I also
and-
just want to mention that the thing is down to 1 bar, so I think after the predictions we should wrap it up.
Okay, sounds good.
Who is
this-
David Tamer fighting?
He's fighting
Julio
Arce, which I'll be very proud to say, the only Colombian UFC fighter que viva Colombia, all right?
He was supposed to be a
Puro-
guest on our
puro
podcast,
paisa.
but he never answered my text.
Julio?
Well, then we're gonna have to go with David.
Isn't Julio Jimmy Rivera's friend?
I don't know if they're
I
friends.
think
Yes,
he fights out of
yeah.
Tiger Schulman, right?
I do think he
Okay,
does.
well,
Yeah.
he's Colombian, and I'm
Yeah, I
hoping
have his
he
number
wins.
in my phone. If you don't text me back, I'm giving it out, Julio.
I'm giving him a second round KO. He's fun. He's Colombian.
I hear
He
who-
looks like I should look like, but I don't.
I hear he's a great fighter.
I seen it. He's good.
What are you going with, Dan, on that one?
I clicked on his skill breakdown, and it just says 100% striking, 0% submission, 0% takedowns, but then the summary is well-rounded. Someone's not doing their job
That's
at
so
the UFC.
sick. That's so sick. That's like when a barbershop says they specialize in all styles. Like that's what specializing means.
Yeah, master of none.
You fucks.
I'm going.
I'll go Julio.
I'm gonna go Tamer. Decision. Yeah,
Oh.
decision.
Tamer should his nickname should be the Swedish Fish, but it's not.
Tamer's on a 7-fight win streak, and he is the guy that's in the Ultimate Fighter. Said you pointed at Conor after McGregor and Garbrandt got in their little tussle. He pointed at Cody Garbrandt and said, "You check your underwears, boy. I'm going to fuck you."
Oh, I remember that.
So that is gonna have to make me go with David Tamer on that one.
Oh, I
Because
remember
it
that.
was
It's very funny.
Extremely haunting.
I love when people make weird threats. Are like, oh, what's up? Hold on a
It
second.
was very homoerotic, and I loved it.
Tamer
So,
has my
David
favorite
Tamer.
thing when they break down someone's summary and what his strong suit is, and for him it just says heart. I love when they just say heart.
No, this guy gets beat up a lot.
I don't really know much about too many of the other fights.
Well, let's just finish with
John
the-
Volante's
John
fighting.
Vellante versus Smiling Sam Alvey.
John
That's a fucking
Volante's a
good
Long Island boy.
fight.
He fights out of Weidman, I
Yeah,
believe.
he's Weidman's BFF.
Yeah, they went to I think he went to Hofstra.
Yeah, very good wrestler. I am going to go with Sam on this one. I think he's going to edge it out cardio-wise. John always feels like he gets a little tired towards the second round, middle of the second round,
I think
it
it's going
seems.
to be a great fight, though, because
Yeah.
I think Volante's had a few performance of the nights.
That's going to be a good one. That's a really good
And
way to start the fight.
Sam
the
Alvey's
main
such a
card.
cool dude as well. I mean, that's a really good fight.
I go Sam Alvey, third round, split decision. Split decision from me.
I'm gonna go Volante split decision.
I'm going to go Volante by second round knockout.
Wow, you heard it here first, guys. Second round knockout.
I'm really having
says
such a
Dan.
good time looking at on the UFC's website the summary of each fighter
You're on
because Sam
Tinder, you
Alvey's
liar.
is I also have an of the night style. He wrote his own summary for that one.
That's sick.
Oh, this is so fun. The rest of the fights I don't know much about. Lauren Murphy. I think she's a Jersey girl. I'm not 100% sure. Nope, she's from Alaska. That's good.
He just saw the name. He's like,
That's
such a
the
Jersey
most
name.
yeah, the most-
Lauren Murphy.
You know why? I went to high school with a Lauren Murphy.
Oh, it must be the same girl with a very specific
Oh,
name.
It's so funny 'cause that's such a Buffalo name too. It's just like a trashy Irish girl name, and you're like, oh, I think she's a Jersey girl.
She's from Alaska, fights out of Arizona.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
She's from Arizona.
She's
really
Cody
had-
McKenzie's
It's the
wife.
least Jersey place.
I didn't know there was any UFC fighters from Alaska.
Cody
That is pretty
McKenzie.
Cool. Who?
Cody McKenzie. He's
Oh.
the one who does that interested guillotine called the Deadliest Catch.
Oh.
Oh, no, he calls it the McKenzie Teen. His nickname is the Deadliest Catch because he was one of those crab fisherman guys, like the Discovery Channel show. Remember that?
I do.
That's
Wait, I didn't know Daniel Tamor has a brother.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, he's fighting. David Tamor's on the card.
Oh, they're both fighting. That's kind of
Yeah.
sick. Oh, that's
I'd
sick as hell.
assume. He fights out of the same.
David is the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, David has the 7-fight win streak.
I'm thinking of David's the one from the
Oh,
Ultimate
look at
Fighter.
that.
Dude, I might have to go with Julio.
I'm going for Julio, man. He's Colombian. He's very handsome. You know, he's got that thick hog. That helps out in a fight.
You know what? I'm going with both Tamers. They're both on.
David's
Fuck
fighting
'em.
one of my favorite fighters of all time, which is Nick the Carney Lentz.
Oh, Nick Lentz.
Just because I
Wow.
love the nickname the Carney.
Legend. He's been in the sport for too long, I'd say.
Yeah. He, I think I don't know if he was at the University of Minnesota the same time as Brock Lesnar, but also Brock Lesnar only played for the Minnesota Vikings, didn't go to the University of Minnesota, so my facts are all off today.
God, I said that Daniel Tamer told someone he was going to fuck them, and he never did that.
I mean, he probably has, but not in a UFC
Yeah,
setting.
exactly. Just his
Yeah.
brother.
I hope he didn't tell his brother that.
I'm going to go.
If he did, that'd make it interesting.
So I'm definitely picking Lauren Murphy in that fight because I love a good Jersey girl. Look how unanimous for
God.
the Jersey Queen, Lauren Murphy.
The Jersey girl. I hope when we meet her, I'll be like, "What's up, Jersey girl?"
Just like, pardon me? I'm from Juneau.
And then besides that, the card I know Jessica Aguilera. I know of her. Bilal, remember the name Muhammad's on the card, which is one of my favorite UFC names.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He's fighting a guy named Chance.
Chance Rencountre.
Chance the fighter.
And then
I'm just so fucking excited that we're gonna get to go do this again.
Yeah.
I think we learn from our not necessarily our mistakes, but just learn from our experience the first time.
yeah, I cannot wait to sit at a table for 6 hours
It's gonna be
and
great.
let you guys do the heavy lifting.
What you did was very important.
Yeah, the heavy tweeting.
Heavy tweeting.
Yeah.
You did a great job.
No, yeah, we now we know what it is, and I think we have a little experience under our belts.
I'm gonna fight John Morgan the second we get there. I'm gonna fucking choke him out so he can't talk the
I
whole
heard
time.
his voice in all the Liverpool interviews. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
There he is.
I saw him sitting right front and center at
Yeah,
Liverpool.
we're
Same
neck and
blue
neck.
shirt.
Yeah, of course he wears the blue shirt. The Turk. I think it's like a good luck thing, probably.
I'd
Or he
also
has-
like to say us to the Fight Fist Pod do not condone the use of the N-word.
What happened?
We don't condone the use of the N-word.
No, we don't.
As far as Twitter goes, so.
Oh, right. Okay, I was like,
Yeah,
what? Pardon
no,
me?
Not at all. I thought you were just saying that randomly.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
remember.
was like,
I-
were you
we
about to
got
say
it.
the N-word, and then you just were telling yourself.
There was context.
Yeah, there's context, and we do not abide.
My favorite
No,
was
we
there
do
was
not condone
there was
that.
a comic this morning who he's like a no-name comic, and he must have done roast battle last night, and he said the N-word against his opponent who was white, and then he posted on Facebook about how he said the N-word last night. I was like, do you even want a career?
What the fuck? Weird.
Yeah.
Did
It's
he
like-
win?
No, I heard he
Good.
lost pretty badly.
Oh, big surprise.
And then he called out.
Who would have guessed?
He's a no-name, and then he called out like big-name comics to roast him next time after a loss. Very weird.
No, it's almost like this person is stupid.
Yeah, it's almost as if roasting. Is that Dr. Oz? Nope, called it wrong.
That's just a man. That's just a normal man.
Yeah,
So, but no, I'm excited for Utica, man. It's gonna be fucking great.
I'm very excited for
Yeah,
Utica.
we got some experience under our belt. It's gonna be good. You guys are gonna get to see beautiful upstate New York. A little
It's gonna be-
more of
I
it.
can't wait. If any of the
we
people,
have a friend of the pod and a friend of Diego fighting against each other on the headlining card. So either way, I think it's gonna be cool to talk to whoever wins, man.
I can't
It's
wait.
gonna be
I
very
can't wait.
interesting to see. Too.
Yes.
And it's gonna be hard for Dan and I not to cheer for Jimmy, and for Diego not to cheer for Marlon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a professional, and I have no bias when I'm
We will be
there.
completely unbiased.
Mhm.
On
towards the
Jimmy's
fighters.
walk out of the octagon, I'm totally gonna try to high five him.
Oh, I'm gonna give him the middle finger.
But
Should we wrap
it's
it
gonna
up?
be great, man. Well,
Yep.
and so
Oh, sorry.
look, check in with us on all of our Twitters and Instagrams.
Yeah,
we'll be
baby.
tweeting off of the Middle Easy account. If you're listening to this on Friday, Dan will be doing most of the tweeting, and then on all of our Instagrams or Twitters, we'll be posting live updates, videos of crowd fights or whatever.
Oh
we
yeah, I
see.
can't wait to get another one.
Yeah, and then
And
then
me, I might be
also-
fighting Tom Arnold. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dan might be fist fighting Tom Arnold, and also before the episode after this comes out, we'll have already been at the Professional Fight League, so we'll talk about that probably when we record the next one. But yeah, check in with us about that too.
I can't
on
fucking
June
wait,
7th.
man.
It's
I
gonna be
can't
amazing,
wait.
man.
Look
we'll
at us
probably
living
get
the
one
dream.
more episode in before that, right?
I think so.
No, this one's gonna come out
This Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, this Friday, which will be June
Utica.
2nd.
And then
Or June 1st.
June 1st.
And then June 7th is when we're doing Professional
Oh,
Fight
interesting.
League.
Oh
So
wow.
it'll be the day before our
All right.
episode after this.
That's very exciting. Look at
Oh,
us.
you're right. Wow.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
basically
God bless us.
keep checked
Wow.
in with us. Thank
We
you
are
guys
so
for listening,
good.
man. It's been
If you see us on Tinder, swipe right.
You
Help us
guys,
out.
you guys are welcome for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We love you. We love you. 5-star review.
yeah.
Big kiss.
we'll-
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Wu-Tang is for the. We'll shout you out on the podcast if you review us. We love
Oh yeah,
you.
we'll do that next time. We'll do that next time.
What's the
yeah.
hashtag?
And thank you, Melissa
Oh.
and Hector and everybody.
Yeah, everyone that did nice things. Hashtag
Hashtag Willem.
Willem. There you go.
There you
Hashtag
go,
Willem.
Willem. Or if you want to be on my team, hashtag Green Goblin.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's just do Green Goblin. Let's just do it. There it is. It's official. The
Hashtag
of the
Willem.
week.
Hashtag Willem.
God damn it, Dan. Bye. Fuck off.
I'm trying
I
to
hate
please you two.
I'm
Goodbye,
gonna fight
fisters.
everyone
We
in this
love
car.
All right.
I'm getting undressed.
Bye, guys.